Alright, so guys, what I'm trying to do is set up a virtual machine that just like this one that I got right here, that my family can use pre-login. So they don't actually have to know my password, they don't actually have to get into my computer to use it. So, I will show you first the method I used to, do this. So, the first thing, well, I'm also going to have to show you the problem I encountered with it. The first thing I would do is go in and open, and yes, you can do this through Explorer, but I find it easier just to use good old command prompt. You should be able to figure out how to do this if you don't know command prompt, or whatever if you don't. What I'm actually looking for in this video is to have someone tell me how to fix the issue I'm currently having. So basically, all I gotta do is go to the System32 folder, which to do this manually, you just go to C drive, local disk, Windows. I'm just doing this through the command line because to me it's easier. And I'm going to copy, let's try notepad.exe, which is of course notepad, to cmd.exe. Well, better yet, notepad to sethc.exe. All that means is I'm taking notepad and making a clone of it and putting it to something else, which is sticky keys. So yes, I want to overwrite. Now, sticky keys is an application that is for old people or whatever that lets them use the keyboard a little bit easier. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I've never really used it other than for this purpose. Anyway, sticky keys can be run pre-login. How it's normally activated is by pressing the Shift key 5 times. So, pre-login, I'm going to hit the Shift key 5 times, and once I do that, it will activate sethc.exe, which is sticky keys. But sticky keys is no longer sticky keys. It is actually, hold on, that's part of an error that I encounter at this point, but don't worry about that right now. Anyway, as you can see, Notepad will come up in this virtual computer pre-login before I get to, my user. So, my only issue with this is that after a given amount of time, it will close itself out. That sucks, because once I try, well, real quick, I'm gonna see if, no, that won't work. I hope I'm still recording. Yes, I'm still recording. Anyway, I don't think you can see the fact that I just logged out. I'm not sure. Somebody comment and say, hey, I did see you log out. That's cool to know, but not really important at this time. But after a while, there's something in, I don't know if it's the registry or what, that basically says, hey, anything that's running before you're logged in, we're going to close that out. If I sit here and wait, I'm probably going to end up skipping it, but if I were to sit here and wait, which I will, Notepad will close itself out, as will any other application, not just Notepad. Any application will close out after a set amount of time. So, that's just pre-login, because it's in pre-login. I don't know why they did it, probably for a security feature, but at the moment I'm finding this really annoying, because I went through this whole event trying to figure out how to get this to work and have a virtual machine, just like the one you see here, work pre-login. At this time, if I go to, log out, if I were to hit the Shift key 5 times, a virtual machine just like this one will come up without them ever having to type in my password. And they'll all be good and dandy for about 5 minutes, when they can sit and, use the computer and all that. And that's great, but after that set amount of time passes, it will close itself out. Did you see that? It closed out, and I didn't do anything. It just, after a certain timeout, it closes itself down, and I don't get why. Well, okay. Anyway, I'd like to know how to stop this. I believe it to be a registry thing. I mean, yeah, I could just open it right back up, but since you're running in a virtual machine, it's a little, usually you can save the state. I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, save the machine state, and it comes back up really quickly. But the thing is, I mean, it'll be really annoying for them to have to try and, you know, use the computer when it's, you know, shutting down every once in a while. Then they're going to start to say, hey, well, why don't you just make me a user? And then they start messing up my computer with toolbars and games and Facebook. But, anyway, I would just like to know if anybody has a solution to my problem, as well as, hey, if you didn't know how to run, you know, things in that manner, it's pretty cool. If you want, keep watching and I will show you another method on how to do this. You should be able to see what I'm doing. Sound recorder's still going. That's cool. So I'm going to open the virtual machine back up, show you another method of doing this. Hit Window key U, and this starts up. Okay, well, that's annoying. Stop. This starts up the basically utility manager, which interesting, but it's a little utility manager that they've got. Options. It was somewhere. You hit Window key U and the utility manager comes up. This is by default in Windows XP. It works in Windows XP. I'm not sure about the others. Somewhere. Oh god, that's annoying. Oh, damn it, I gotta have it open. Voice. Microsoft Sam. How did I do this before? Read typed characters. Well, this might be due to an update or something. I don't quite see what I saw before, but there used to be a Get Help Online link somewhere. That was basically, you could click on that. It may be specific to Vista, because I found this out for a buddy of mine who wanted to do a workaround. After 30 days, your Windows stops working. So I told him, oh yeah, hit Window key U and then click this thing, and it'll bring up a web browser. Type in C:, just as if you were, like if I open up a web browser right now and then go to next and then type in C:, that comes up, and then from here I can go and browse through my files and at least get back to my stuff after that 30 days, like if I've got, you know, documents or whatever on there. Or even if I wanted, I could go in and go to, okay, the little thing with the start bar and all that, and that's actually a program. It's called explorer.exe. So once you get here, you can actually go and say C drive Windows, and then go to explorer.exe. Now Firefox opens it and says, do you want to save it to somewhere else? I'm just going to say cancel. But Internet Explorer, which is usually the default, well, I can't say usually, but anybody who's stupid, Internet Explorer, they'll use that. And if Internet Explorer is the default web browser, it'll open up Internet Explorer as opposed to Firefox, which will actually open a whole new instance. It'll actually open a little file manager once you type in C:, and then from there you go to explorer.exe from the C drive Windows folder, and it will, you know, open up your little start bar and all that crap so you can get your files again. The only problem is that suffers, at least on XP and 7. Now this does not happen on Vista, interestingly enough, but it will close out after a while. That it just shuts off. or closes out, whatever, because it's pre-login. Which case you just do it again. But it's a free way of using your computer after 30 days. I mean, that's at least enough time to go and download, you know, a crack for it or something, so you can activate it that way. I actually did that with this machine. I mean, it's a virtual machine. Who cares, right? If anybody makes a big deal out of it, I just wipe it, put Linux on it. It's free. If you don't know what Linux is, I wouldn't say you suck, but you're not as awesome as you could be. Anyway, guys, if anybody has any insight on how to fix my problem, it would be greatly appreciated. I've been working on this, and without knowing, my family still has to log into my computer and, you know, use the virtual machine that way. Not that I'm hiding anything, it's just, it's a nuisance that they're not sandboxed. Which is what I love about virtual machines, is they're totally sandboxed. They do not affect your machine in any way. If your virtual machine gets a virus, so be it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, thanks, guys. Anybody with any insight would be greatly appreciated. This is, I believe, Ines Monadu right now. I'm probably going to change the name. I was like 12 when I met that. Anyway, thanks, guys.